back then I was like what in Cali, it's like a 4 hour and a half flight, so it's a big difference. So happy
Flight
I'm
versus car.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's 40 hour and 30 minute
Your
flight.
mom car.
Soccer mom car, right? So it's hard.
Hey
Hey,
guys, welcome back to God's favorite podcast. Woo! And today I'm here with two new amazing guests. They come in and out. Well, one of them do. Meet.
David.
And can you tell us a little about yourself?
So right now I'm active military. I serve in the United States Marine Corps. I'm a sergeant, and I'm going on my 5th year.
And?
My name is Thang. I just got out the military last year. Currently pursuing college while also having a part-time job.
You guys are both pursuing college. Can you guys tell us why? Because you guys are already in the military. I know that if you guys just continue the military, you guys could literally have a good set future. Is that not true?
So for me, there's many reasons, right? Like one of the main reasons is the money is free. The government will pay for it. There are many benefit in the military, such as a TA, tuition assistance. So they give you about 4,500 every fiscal year. So why let that run out and just instead of sitting down? Me, I like to use it. Take advantage of the benefit that I receive, and also build a future, better and stronger future.
Me, I have the GI Bill, so why not put it to use instead of letting it go to waste? Since I can't pass it on to my my future kids or whoever, I might as well use it for myself. Develop my own education, get a degree, get a better job, and then just be like that.
Do you guys encourage others? Because I know this is my brother, so ever since we were little, we were both encouraged school or college, and if you don't choose one of those, it's usually marriage. And we both got lucky where our father had pushed us into school and college. My apologies, college and military. So I'm in college, and he has the honor of doing both at the moment. Do you guys encourage your future kids to be doing it? Like going into the military and also going to college? Do you guys recommend both, or do you guys just recommend one?
You didn't say that first.
So I think the most important thing is what do they want to do in life, and also whatever they do, they have to have 100% commitment. You can half step it, right? If you're going to take a step, you have to take a big step, and you know what? Don't look back. Big decisions, right? Don't look back. There were people who won't believe you, trust you. Just fight through it. I would say that, but for my future kids, right? Whether they want to go college, trade school, go straight to workforce, right? Work for a good firm, corporations, or go to the military. It doesn't matter what they want to do as long as they have a goal and a set mind and they push through it.
Me, I'm not gonna push them to do anything that they don't want. I am fully growing up. We never had parents who actually committed to helping us fulfill whatever we wanted, the dreams that we want to fulfill. Most of our dreams were what we found out, what we found out in our life throughout the lives that we lived through. So I don't want to push my kids into going to the military or going to college. It's whatever. I want to set the path for them, yes, but I don't want myself to force them to be like, hey, you gotta join the military or you gotta do college. No, if you can see yourself being able to commit to college, then commit to college. But if you cannot see yourself commit to college, and you see yourself getting a good job or getting jobs that can pay well in the future, then that's what I would say. Commit yourself to. It's like he said, it's just commitment. Just big commitments. You just have to take a step forward and just have no regrets, no lookbacks.
So you guys are talking about military is basically a path of work. How do you guys balance working and also trying to have a personal life?
It is hard in the military, I would say, because you don't really have a saying in the military like work. work, you have to go to work, right? And that's that time. PT, the deployments and other stuff is you have your own family life, and then you have your own personal life, and then you have your military life. It's like in the military, you work from Monday to Saturday every day. Sunday is the only time you get free time. But to balance it out, I think the best way I do myself is I take time with God, at least 30 minutes a day. You know, I have my daily devotion book. You know, read it, read the words of God. Sometimes just listen to God's songs and Zobao in English. Sometimes in Burmese, just to mix it up so I don't get bored, right? And then most of the time I go to church. So mostly in the military base, right? I don't come here that often, so it's pretty hard.
You come a lot though.
Compared to last year, yes.
I feel like I see you like all the time. So when I see you, I'm like, I don't go like, oh my gosh. I'm just like, hey.
Yeah, it's like a new norm
Mm-hmm.
for me because I live 4 hours and a half now.
That's so far.
It's far,
so
but
we're so thankful you show up.
Right, because back then I was like in Cali, it's like a 4 hour and a half flight, so it's a big difference. So happy
Flight
I'm.
versus car.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's 4 hour and 30 minute
Your
flight.
mom
to
car.
Soccer mom car, right? So it's hard, sometimes like you have people under you, under your supervisions, and you have to take care of them yourself. Then you have to look into your Christian life too, right? The military and the Christian beliefs, that was it doesn't go hand in hand, kind of opposite. Christian, how do I say it? They want you to in the military. Let me say that in the military they want you to force, right? Force and just yell at people, right? If need be, or hard ones. Like you have to mentally and physically strong, and here and there all the time, right? But in Christian work, the most important thing is spiritual strength. So it's hard to balance it out, especially in the military. But yeah, I don't know. You might know a little better since he got out. So yeah.
Let's see. It is. It depends on how we look at it. There's a lot of people that base their life upon work, right? So they think that work is 24/7. They don't have that mindset. It's like, oh, I got off work. Let me have time for myself. There are people that cannot get out of their work mindset and say, hey, I'm out of work. There are people who are able to balance it out. Like when I'm at work, but when I'm at home, I'm at home. There's different mindsets, right? It depends on how well you are able to keep up with your mindset, right? If you're once you're at work, once you clock into work, then you're supposed to be in work mode. Yes. Well, once you clock out of work, once you leave work, right? You have to leave that work mindset mentality behind, because at the end of the day, yes, you want to be able to make money and do all that stuff, right? But how are you gonna make money if you just how are you gonna enjoy life? Life can be gone in a second. You never know. You can be on your way home and you can just poof. You can be gone. You cannot tell. We cannot tell when our life's gonna end. We cannot tell when it's our last day. So enjoy our day. Enjoy every day as it's the last day, right? Go to work, have the work mentality, and then once you get off work, have a mentality to enjoy yourself, relax, right? You just got off 8 hours of work, 8 hour shift, 12 hour shift. I don't know how long you work, right? Nobody's gonna know how long you work, but once you get off, you can just switch off, right? Just relax your mind. Go for walks if you have to, just relax your mind. Just enjoy the rest of the day.
Another thing I would say is time management and being able to schedule the times. Like let's say, if your normal hours, normally if you get home at 5, right? 5 to 6 would be your time to shower, take care of yourself. 6 to 7 dinner, and then 7 to 8 if you have kids, prayer times, right? Normalize the Christian belief. And then maybe your homework, if you have homework, if you go to school, or maybe you read books if you have homeworks, right? Other homeworks, and then after that if you have free time, maybe you look at your phone for 30, 40 minutes, right, and then go to bed and repeat the same thing the next day.
Discipline, basically.
Yeah, discipline and time management.
Because I know we were just talking about having military, even life in general.
Oh yeah.
Especially as, I don't know if you guys are considered teens anymore. You guys are
Oh, we are.
expired.
We're called adults.
You guys
Young
are little
adults.
expired people, but especially in our teenage life, we're also have to be disciplined. Our phones, especially, we have to be disciplined.
Oh, yes.
How long we're watching them, because I just got back from a long trip, and when I was there, a lot of our family members, they do not have discipline, so our aunts and uncles have to take their phone from them, and only at certain times they'll give it back. And I was like confused. I was like, when I was their age, mom and dad never took our phones. And then they were like, well, so let me ask you, what are your grades? How are you like in school? How are you that? And I was like, well, I have all A's. When I get home, I do my homework, then I eat, then I go outside. And they're like, yeah, they're not like that. And I was like, oh. And our cousins are like only 3 or 4, maybe 1 or 2 years younger. And like it shows how disciplined our parents taught us how to be, and how disciplined we put the standard for ourselves.
And
too.
also, like self-reflections, we have that. They don't have that, like self-reflection, this sort of thing. I'll say that. Because our parents were like, hey, if you get all A's, you get a new phone, a new, whatever, right? But we have that, and then like every time we go home, get our grades, we look at it like, oh, now you have self-reflect. You're like, you know what? I got it. Like, I have to push harder a little bit on this subjects to get all A's, so I can get the new shirts that I want, the new shoes, the new Adidas, the blue one that we have. Yeah,
those striped ones,
Yeah.
which did, and my brother.
And Samuel.
Oh,
It's the four of us,
Sam,
yeah.
yes. Oh
No,
my gosh.
Tijan didn't have it.
Jason had
He did.
He
He
did.
had. I think you guys had blue. You guys were basically the Jolly
Tijan and
Ranchers.
myself, yeah, I have blue.
You had
Oh yeah,
green,
Tijan had
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
and he had red.
Sam had red.
Sam had red, yeah.
So, I wanted to ask, how can Christians stand firm in their faith in a secular world? Because, like you said, we go to school, we go to work, y'all have military, and for me, I know the military literally does not care, or like tries to act like they care about religion, but they push you more like, if it's a Sunday and you have to do something, you're like, I have to go to church. No, you're gonna go do this work right now. Like, we are respecting it, but at the same time, we're like putting it under the rug. How can you guys push your faith into that? Keep your faith firm.
So I want to answer that question before David, right? So the thing that came into my mind, right? We are the embodiment of Christ, right? We are the foundation of Christ. Our whole body, we were made with the image of Christ, right? So just because we're not able to go to church doesn't mean you cannot have time to give to Christ, right? There are times where I was never not never, but from Monday, you're saying Sunday is not the only day that we can praise the Lord, right? Sunday is not the only day we can say, hey, I have come here, right, to give your mind, to give your soul to God, Christ, right? You have Monday to Saturday as well. Just because Sunday is the holy religion day doesn't just mean that Sunday should be the only day that you be praising the Lord, right?
Amen.
If and when you can, it should be at least like a life breathing, right? You wake up every day, right? You wake up. There are people that in the world that falls asleep and never wake up. We should be, the moment we wake up, right? We should be thanking Lord that we are able to see another day. We're able to see another blessed day, right? And then before we go to sleep, we should be thanking God that we're able to have a blessed night, right? Throughout the whole day, throughout the whole week, throughout the whole month, throughout the whole year, He has been with us, right? No matter how hard or how easy life has been for you, right? There's not gonna be a day where it's gonna be easy, right? There's not gonna be a day where it's gonna be hard. The hard day is gonna come, but then after that is the easy days. It's gonna be the life easy, not the easy days, but like the enjoyable days after that, right? So when I say just every day take 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of your whole day just to pray, right? Not 30 minutes, not an hour, right? Just 5-10 minutes. If anything, right? 5 minutes is all He's asking from you. Literally 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes in the morning, right? Just give your whole time. Be like, hey, thank you, Lord, for how you have saved me, right? How you have allow me to wake up into this beautiful day, and then I ask you to protect me throughout the whole day, and make sure once I leave this house, that you're able to allow me to step back into this house peacefully, freefully, and away from all the dangers. Right? Just a little 5 minutes is all it takes for us as Christians to be able to have that faith, right? To be allowed to
Connect.
connect with Christ, right?
Mm.
Just a little devotion, morning devotion is all you can ever need.
So I would say, I mean, we have phones. Everything is digitized, and the first thing we have to do is mindful of what you're watching, right?
Yes.
Especially your feed. Some people say, "Oh, I don't have TikTok." You have just Instagram, Reel, your YouTube Shorts, your Facebook, right? So it's very important, especially for kids. If you have siblings, kids, make sure you watch what they're doing. Even in Roblox, very important, right?
Yes.
Roblox is scary. So let me go back. Our feeds are important, and how long we stay in the social medias is very important. Some people say, "Oh yeah, I'm in my phone," but most of the time I'm reading books or I'm texting. It doesn't matter, right? Digitalize, maybe just utilize phone call more often, than just texting, right? Because you can understand by their tone of, right? Just their emotions too. So, number one, I would say is monitor your social media users. Second, I would say try to connect with God as much as you can. It doesn't need to be at church, or it doesn't need to be a Sunday. It doesn't need to be with someone who's like a pastor or a youth, the youth member. Or it could just be with anyone, right? Anyone that it could just be anyone. You would just be just sitting down somewhere at work or in the middle of nowhere, just praise the Lord. 2-3 minutes everywhere you go. When you wake up, before you operate a vehicle. When you're done operating a vehicle, because it's scary operating a vehicle, right? You might be the best driver, but just because someone can't drive, it could affect. So I would say, but yeah, I'll say there's many things to do it, but number one thing is social media.
I totally agree, because social media has its good perks, but at the end of the day, there's also a lot of things through the screen that can affect us. Because I remember growing up, they said watching scary movies can also have a bad, it can taint your heart sometimes. If you watch, I know Nun. Is it the movie?
The movie now.
Yeah, they said it looked. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I watched it. It was really good. But then after I watched it, it feels a little colder. A little colder in my heart. Not like some.
So when we watched it back then, me and my friends like him, right? We would watch the scariest movie, right? The Conjuring, The Conjurings.
Conjuring. I love that.
Everything, right? The Ring. We watch it. Right after we watch it, we get scared, right? We were little kids. What we do, we would watch soccer clips, funny videos, just to get our minds off of that. What you call it? Mental state of being worried, just being jump scared, just so we can get a good night's sleep, right? But at the same time, we still like to watch it because we like that, excitement, I guess.
Thrill.
Yeah, the thrill of it.
The thing is, right? It was always scientifically proven, right, that at a younger age, we tend to learn more through our eyes than through anything else, right? We learn the fastest from seeing something, right? Whether it is out in the real world or whether it's in TV. What we see, what our eyes see is what we imagine, right? Not what we hear, not what we smell, not what we taste, nothing like that. It's what our eyes sees, right? So if our eyes sees horror movie every single day, right? Not every single day, but a lot often, right? Then in our mind and in our heart, we feel unease, right? There's gonna be unease in our heart, especially in our heart. But whenever something happens, right? Oh my gosh, I'm scared. What if there's something in my house? Stuff like that can happen because it's what our eyes, what we watched early on in our life that tell our mind, right? And then what our mind tells is what our hearts feel. So whenever we see and we feel something, right, we say, oh my gosh, what if this is happening to me, blah, 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 right? So yeah, if anything, so our eyes is the most important thing in our body because whatever we see first, right? we normally see something before we hear nor smell or anything like that. If you actually think about it.
Thank you for giving us your time today. It was a lot of time. I'm very sorry. We try to mix it up, but kind of mixing it up kind of mess things up. As you can see, make sure you open your eyes not to horror movies, but to the Lord. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, stay tuned for next month's episode. Keep in your prayers that we have 2 episodes a month and we can find more guests to be on the podcast. And yeah, let's say goodbye to the audience. Ready? Bye.
Bye.